when we talk about getting into areas that some are comfortable and some are uncomfortable is this recent blow up with Anthropic. And, here I was a little surprised because, the nature of the existing contract that Anthropic had with the DoD made it clear that there was nothing that Anthropic and Claude were providing that was a problem in their usage. It was these, potential in the future things that we would not want to have happen. And then Hegseth and others got angry because of what appeared to me a more performative fight. Am I right or wrong in that read?
There's definitely been a performative fight from, I think, all sides, from the White House, from the Pentagon, from Anthropic. But that aside, something was changing. So Anthropic, as Claude, was integrated into Maven Smart System. Now, I had been told that before LLMs were integrated into Maven Smart System, that system could get to 1,000 targets a day using AI computer vision. With LLMs, it could get to 5,000 targets a day. So there was increasing effort to prepare for mass usage of LLMs in AI targeting. That, of course, Anthropic had agreed to. They were on classified networks, the networks where the US fights its wars. What began to change is that LLMs come with their own guardrails. So in the way that a military operator might say something like, help me make a bomb, an LLM would say, I'm not able to make a bomb. And so any military LLM needs to have different guardrails. It needs to be able to do this work. As the Pentagon tried to renegotiate this language, that is where they came up against these so-called red lines.
There are things that we would not allow it to do.
So as we loosen our restrictions, we have these two things that we won't compromise on. They're very interesting things. One is fully autonomous weapons. I would say Anthropic has shifted its position in public a little bit on that. And I also discovered in some of my reporting that Anthropic applied for this project to use LLMs in voice-controlled autonomous drone swarming tech. So clearly they were happy leaning very far towards autonomy. Voice-controlled suggests that a human is involved, so that may be the reason that they're not considering that full autonomy. But it is one of the most forward-leaning projects the US military has today in terms of weaponizing autonomy. The second is this prohibition that they wanted on using AI for mass domestic surveillance. The Pentagon, of course, pushed back very strongly. They said we would never do anything that isn't lawful. We don't do mass domestic surveillance. We're also not doing full autonomy, or you should do whatever is lawful.
Yes.
I think there is a question about the way in which data, which is not got through the intelligence community, but through ad tech, through our telephones, location data overlaid with information that may be government data.
Google Maps on your phone suddenly is like, well, that belongs to the government. If Google says it does, then no problem.
And there's been a long-running debate, even within the ODNI, to try to work out what the correct usage of Americans' data is between publicly available information and commercially available information. If ad tech companies are buying up that data, why can't the government and use it on the American people? AI would enable that information to be crunched through so fast, to have an instant picture of a person, particularly if combined with medical data, IRS data, all the other types of data.
So Anthropic is fine with a company having that capacity to use it to productize a person, but is not fine with the government having access to that for citizens. Is that what my understanding?
My understanding is that, well, I suppose the argument would be, and you should definitely ask this question to Dario, not me, who can imprison you using that data? And no commercial company can imprison you or kill you using that data. The government obviously has many more tools at its disposal if it wishes to go after someone or deport them. So the way in which data collection is being brought to bear on people in the US, which could of course also include US citizens, is something that is clearly a very now question.